Hello trainers, Ganeto here, and today we are diving together into Go Battle League with some Spring Up action. We're gonna have XXT Yveltal submitting some amazing battles with Whimsicott, not with the standard moveset. We're gonna see a few nukes here with Hurricane on that Pokemon, and I believe that we're gonna enjoy it a lot. Brutal swing for that weird bait against our Venusaur. We don't care at all, we can easily take it. Why Fairy Wind will never be enough to farm us down. While now we see an opening and we're gonna block because we can definitely pressure for that extreme farm down with our grass type against the Galarian Weezing. This team is looking magnificent, not only with the Shadow Venusaur, not only with the Whimsicott, but also with the Empoleon up on the lead. So for now we're gonna go down to that Ferrothorn, which makes a lot of sense, just a power whip but still enough to finish us off at this amount of HP. And now our Empoleon can go in, definitely tank one move, but it ends up being the Thunder, gonna bank that energy for the end game, and now it's all up to the Whimsy to do all the heavy work. We know that we can tank easily one power whip here or a Thunder, so we're just gonna let it go through, since now we know that they do not carry Flash Cannon and they are gonna block. What do you have at the back, trainer? Let's block their move as well. It ends up being a Thunder, and at the back we're gonna see the Lantern, so Grass Knot here is gonna be able to connect for big damage, massive damage on that Pokemon. Can we farm down with those Fairy Winds? I believe so, but instead we're gonna throw, of course, because we want to secure that victory as soon as possible, since now Ferrothorn can return, but at this point they have nothing to throw. And yeah, I believe that the Hurricane will not be needed, but still we're gonna throw it because they're AFK at this point. And yeah, that is gonna be an amazing victory to start off this video. Against Galarian, well, the Earthquake has to be respected, while Icicle Spears might be used for an early bait here, so we have to be extremely careful on our shield usage. Yveltal definitely knows that. You can see that we can definitely pressure a lot with those waterfalls. Gonna call the bait on the first one, it ends up being just an Icicle Spear, and perhaps we need to block the second because this is definitely an Earthquake. Yeah, it is. So yeah, Drill Peck here is gonna do a lot of work up against them. They're getting super close to another Earthquake, not gonna even charge it up, trying to switch out, but we cannot do it right on time, so we have to sacrifice a shield on the second Earthquake. We are both shields down, but it doesn't matter. They end up having a Fairy Wind user, and that is gonna be the Mobile. What are you doing, trainer? Even power ups here can be taken, so no biggie, but they end up using the Ironhead. Okay, that is double, not very effective. So now we go in with our Venusaur and Shadow Venusaur against Ferrothorn without a Flash Cannon once again, and we're gonna be able to pressure a lot with those neutrally hit Sludge Bombs. And as you can see, we can still keep going with Shadow Venusaur, which is a pretty cool option overall for your battles on the Spring Cup. However, down we go, I believe, on this Thunder. No, we can still survive. Impressive pressure here by Shadow Venusaur. Let's get now to the Frenzy Plant on the final Pokemon, which is the return of the Mobile. Down we go at the same time, and now we have the energy needed to finish them off right on time, and Drill Peck will secure this victory for us. Empoleon against Mobile, Shadow Mobile in the next one. Let's see the first attack. Yeah, it is gonna be the Fire Fang, which is the correct one, I believe now. And now we're gonna keep pressuring here with that Hydro Cannon. However, they end up catching on the Seeking, which is a bummer. And if you didn't know, Seeking is one of the safest switches of them all for the meta of Spring Cup, so definitely one that you should never underestimate at all. Let's get now to that Frenzy Plant. Even when debuffed, I believe that Venusaur is just gonna be able to dominate the matchup against the Mobile with energy ahead on that Pokemon. Down they go, they cannot withstand the damage, and unfortunately we cannot reach to the Sludge Bomb right on time. However, we get the shield out of the Trev, and now it's all up to the Whimsicott. Are they gonna expect that Hurricane? They have no shield at all, so obviously they have to let that go through. Hurricane now for the big nuke, and boom, trainers, let's get that big victory. Empoleon against Shiftry, not the best for sure, but we have to switch out into our backline, which can definitely do much more solid work against that Shiftry. we're gonna take this foul play, so much damage, and we can still keep pressuring here with our Frenzy Plant. They have a Kingdra at the back, which is pretty interesting, another safe pick for the meta. However, it's gonna struggle a little bit against the fairy types of Spring Cup. We're gonna be able to take the move for sure. It ends up being an Octazooka with no debuff, and to be honest, we are pretty glad about it, because now we can reach to those drill packs and look at the damage. Whimsicott now going in. Unfortunately, they're gonna reach to another move, and our attack stat? No, okay. For the moment I thought that our attack stat was dropped, but instead we saw that not very effective message. That's why I had that weird face, yeah. Anyways, we're having now the Slowbro here, and I believe that those serves are gonna be extremely on point, but still with the shield advantage we should be fine with the grass knots. Look at the damage, Slowbro going down, Shift returns, and Hurricane once again will seal the deal against that poor Shiftry. Look at that damage. Let's get that sweet victory and move forward into the next one, because we're facing a Tentacruel upon the lead, solid lead with our Pokemon. However, you can see how much of a pressuring beast that Tentacruel is, that Medusa Pokemon, and now we have the Drill Packs, which are gonna do a lot of work against that Tentacruel, and obviously are gonna be our main way to go. No debuff once again on our side, which is pretty neat, and we can still survive the next Scald. No, we cannot. Okay, I thought we could, but we didn't. So as you can see, Tentacruel can still beat down Empoleon if it wants to. So pretty impressive here. Trevenant now goes in, and we have so much damage on our arsenal. They have to respect even the Frenzy Plant from a Shadow Venusaur into our Trevenant, into their Trevenant, and they have to block. At this point, we have to get to the overfarm and now reach to the Hurricane. Pretty well executed here by Yveltal. Trying to nuke down the Trevenant, we cannot. However, we have to respect the damage here from the Seed Bomb and reach to the Hurricane as soon as possible before they switch out. Let's get that big nuke on that Trev. At the back they have the Ferrothorn and another Hurricane, triple in a row. Let's go, trainers. Look at that, pretty wonderful, but still the battle is not over yet. We have one Venusaur which is kinda hurt. Can we survive one move here? I don't think so if it is gonna be a flash cannon, but it ends up being just a power whip which we can survive, and now we're gonna return the favor with a Sludge Bomb. Then they can also survive. Crazy battle here, and they also reach to the move. Are you kidding me? Down we go. What a crazy loss that was, Yveltal. What happened over there? So many clutch plays, and that was definitely an Ivy thing on both ends. Into the next one, and we're having the Galarian Weezing up on the lead. Empoleon is a solid counter to that Pokemon. We can definitely tank those brutal swings, while the overhit is still gonna connect for almost a knockout against our Pokemon, which is impressive. So now we're gonna get with our safe switch being the Shadow Venusaur, and this Pokemon, as always, is gonna apply so much pressure on the enemy. Gonna let it go through. It ends up being just a brutal swing which we can survive. Pretty good calls here by Yveltal. I really like the brutal swing on Weezing, but still it is never gonna be enough to finish off our Venusaur, and impressively doing so, we can still reach to a final Frenzy Plant on the Ferrothorn before getting completely farmed down and resisting at a double amount those bullet seeds. So Hurricane here should be enough to finish off, or will it do about 50%? Let's see. Yeah, about 50%. So they can survive, unfortunately. However, we got the shields that we need to use them in order to protect our Whimsicott here, and perhaps we can completely farm down. Yes, we can. Whimsicott with a double nuke here, able to go one for that Galarian Weezing, one for the end game, but unfortunately not gonna get to the Hurricane. Instead, those grass knots. Now we're gonna see the switch, because we can definitely wall that Pelipper down with our Empoleon. So this has to be a Hurricane, otherwise we can survive it. So yeah, Empoleon now goes in, and to be honest, even those Weather Balls are never gonna be enough to finish us off, so we can take them with ease, while we can easily reach to that Hydro Cannon to seal the deal against that Pelipper, and another huge victory will be for Yveltal. Empoleon against Lantern, horrible lead scenario, we have to get out of there, and Shadow Venusaur is gonna steal that spotlight. However, they have a flyer at the back on the face of the Pelipper, the big mouth Pokemon, big mouth trash can, get out of here. And I think that if this is gonna be a Weather Ball, we can survive. It ends up being a Weather Ball, and we can still pressure for another Frenzy Plant, getting that 2 shield advantage pretty early on this battle. Now our Empoleon can go in, definitely try and farm down. However, those hurricanes might be kinda weak for us, but we can still survive those weather balls. They end up taking the move, so down they go, and it's all up to our Whimsicott for the end game. Good news here is that we got Hurricane, and look at that, trainers, we are already there before they reach to the next weather ball. Down goes the Abomasnow in one simple hit. They have now the Lantern, but to be honest, our grass type Pokemon as our closer has definitely destroyed down a lot of dreams on this video, and this Lantern is one of those Pokemons that cannot handle the wrath of our Whimsicott, so they will back out eventually. Empoleon with Ivysaur, I was about to say Venusaur, but it is the Ivysaur, come on. Now we end up catching the move on our Venusaur, which is crazy, double resisted here, and now Walrein on the switch. You know what, Frenzy Plant is just gonna do so much work against that Pokemon, so they have to start blocking. Can we go ahead and go for another one? No, we're just gonna let it go through. I think we could reach to another one, but yeah, we got Empoleon, which can still do a lot of work up against that Walrein, so we're just gonna keep pressuring here with our Trident Pokemon. Mr. Poseidon here will just block the Earthquake, and the Walrus is out of the way with an easy farm down with those waterfalls. Now Ivysaur is in big trouble because we might be water type, but also we carry the move Drill Peck, which is super effective up against them. They got a Mad Boy at the back. This is gonna be a Marstomp, wow. So one hit down with that Grass Knot, and of course we're gonna wrap this video with that final Hurricane connecting on the Ivysaur for the big nuke. Crazy battle submission by Yveltal, and I hope you enjoyed this video, trainers, because that Hurricane did a lot of damage for sure. Thank you for watching, trainers. Just be sure to leave a huge like before you go, subscribe to the channel if you already haven't, and if you want to support even more, well, joining as a member can always help with that matter. Thank you once again, and I hope to see you all into the next one. Take care, trainers.